Welcome to Living Fuel TV. I'm Casey Krejci with special guest, a new member to our Olympic team, Manny Huerta. Manny, welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, we've been talking in segments about, your history and how you immigrated from Cuba and how you started your career in sprint distance triathlon, and then you went into Olympic distance, and now you've been doing that for a decade, and now you've had success as you made the Olympic team last weekend. Congratulations on that.
Thanks.
Now we want to get more into the detail, okay? And tell us how you fueled yourself, for instance. How did you prepare yourself? How did you fuel yourself when you were 17? Do you remember this? Do you remember what you did? Because, usually when people are 17 and they don't have the right influences in their life, and they just do what they normally do, and then they run out and run a race. Is that essentially what you did?
Yes. I mean, back when I was 17, 18, 19, even, I just didn't know too much about nutrition, and I didn't think about it too much. I thought that it was all swimming, biking, and running, and, it would turn out to be good, but actually it's not. And I've made the biggest nutrition changes in the past year and a half, 2 years, and I've seen a lot of changes in my training and in my racing. I see myself as a Formula One car, and when you look on TV, the Formula One cars, they just don't put your normal Chevron or whatever gasoline. So you have to look at yourself as one of those cars that need very specific fuel, and the best, the better. So yes, with the changes I made throughout this past couple of years, my performance have gotten a lot better.
So what do you attribute that to? I mean, did you finally discover that you needed more of a certain nutrient, or did you time the nutrient better, or how did this evolve? It's
actually both. I mean, first of all, it was so important to time the nutrients before, during, and after, and then what type of nutrients too. So, for example, when I wake up in the morning, and this will be for race day, I'll have my cup of coffee like pretty much every Cuban does, and then I'll have the super berry Living Fuel, and then just so that I can start having some amino acids, I will put the super essential amino acids with my sporting drink before the race, about 1 hour, an hour and a half before the race. During the race, I keep using them, and this is something that I started doing for this race, and it turned out to be the best race, the race of my life. I had some amino acids during the race, and then obviously after the race I had it with the protein and even more super berry. So I think it's very important, the nutrition part of the race. So many people they don't believe in it, or they don't take special attention, but this is even more important than your training. The way you fuel, it's everything. You can do all the miles in the world, but if you don't feel right, that's it. You're no man's land.
It's interesting. We talk about getting an advantage. Everybody wants to get the best advantage they can get. They make sure they sleep enough. They make sure they train enough. They make sure that they get enough recovery time. And then when you put the right nutrients in you, it is an extraordinary difference in your body, because the body is designed to work a certain way, and if you don't have the raw material to work a certain way, you're just not going to work that way, so to speak. So like you talked about, putting super essentials in your sports drink. Now you've transformed an electrolyte sugar mix, which is important, but you've also now added the raw material that you basically drives every function in your body, the essential amino acids. And it's a great story. I really enjoyed hearing you tell us that you said that, one of my guys told you, hey, you got to be doing this before and during the race, and you hadn't done that before. And then when you did that, now you end up winning and qualifying for the U.S. Olympic team. And when you think about the fact you had to come in 9th in the world, and you came in 9th in the world, So everything you did mattered. The amount of sleep you had mattered. The way you fueled mattered. Every single thing mattered because 10th wasn't going to get you there.
Yeah. And the 10th guy was 6 seconds back. So he was right there. So yes, I mean, and having Living Fuel that makes it the purest, with the purest ingredients, it makes it so much easier for your body. All of a sudden your body doesn't have to be trying to get rid of the other stuff that other products have. So it's a quicker process and in a better process. And at the end, you know, for me, 6 seconds was between winning or losing. So imagine, you know, if I wouldn't have done it, you know, if I wouldn't have put all the training, fuel right, and do the whole resting, sleeping, if I could have been 7 seconds back, and that, you know, that would have gotten me out of the team.
You said the way you fueled yourself in that race resulted in the best race of your life. What could you tell us? What you feel differently? What was the difference that you could actually notice during that race?
Well, for example, Casey, you know, I tended to during the run, and this is already over an hour of racing. For the first couple of Ks, I used to go out very fast on the run, but then fade it back big time. And you know, many coaches, they thought that it was like an endurance kind of problem, or that I went out too fast, and you know, your body eventually wasn't used to or couldn't handle that pace. But at this race, you know, I went out with my heart. I'm like, you know, I want to give it a true shot, and I know if I don't go out and stay in that top 9, I'm gonna be out of it. But you know, here I am halfway through the run, and in my head I'm like, well, this is when I start fading now. This is when I'm going backwards. But I wasn't going backwards. I was staying with those guys that were running. I was in 4th, 5th at that time. So it gave me more confidence, you know, that I felt, you know, I was hurting. It's a world championship race. But my body wasn't giving up on me. You know, my mind is always been, I want to go forward, but unfortunately my body will give up. And there my body wasn't. My body was keeping up with my mind, and I was able to finish, to do that.
What a great story.
Yeah.
So what's the best you had done in that level of race in the past?
Before, my best performance at that level at a World Championship Series race was 13th 2 years ago. Last year, when you know everyone is trying to qualify for the Olympics, I was finishing in the top 20s. A month ago, I went to do a similar race in Sydney, and you know, I never thought of using the aminos during and before the race, and I was 42nd. I finished 42nd place. So like you say, you know, James wrote me an email and he told me that, hey, you know, you should really look into using the aminos before and during the race. I think it will give you that little boost on the last couple of kilometers when your body is screaming for fuel. It's already there. So, you know, I had doubts at first, to be honest. You know, it's something that I never done it before. Why would I do it on that special occasion? But, you know, I listened and I did it, and it's fantastic. I had the race of my life. So.
That's fair. What an awesome story. Well, congratulations. We're going to be with you at the Olympics.
Thanks.
God bless you, and carry on, man.
All right, thanks.
We sure hope you enjoyed it. God bless you, and have a great day.